Hello students, welcome back to our biology class. In our last class we have discussed about how a male reproductive system looks like and what are the different parts which is present inside the male reproductive system. Okay, so in our today's class we are going to discuss the anatomy of the male reproductive system. That means what is present inside the male reproductive system and how the male reproductive system works. So in our class today we are going to discuss about the three different topics like primary sex organs that is present in a male reproductive system, secondary sex organs and external genitalia. Okay, so let us proceed students. The male reproductive system, it consists of the primary sex organ, and that all of you know it is nothing but it is a pair of testes and it is suspended in a scrotum. In our last class, we have already discussed what is the meaning of scrotum. Okay, scrotum is nothing but it is the scrotal sacs which is present. So, if you see this diagram, you have already seen that testes is present. Where it is present? Inside the scrotal sacs. So, this is nothing but this is the scrotum. Okay, so and moreover, these portions are called with the pair of testes inside the scrotum. This is called your primary sex organ. Is it clear? Next comes your secondary sex organ. It is nothing but it is a pair of duct. Each is differentiated into a retitestis, vasa efferentia, epididymis and vas deferens, ejaculatory duct and associated glands. Okay. So what are present in secondary sex organs? A pair of ducts is present. Okay. Two number of ducts are present. That's why it is called a pair of duct. That means two ducts are present. That's why hence it is called your pair of duct. Two ducts are present. Is it clear? And both these ducts, that means the pair of duct, it gets differentiated into retitestis. Now what is this word students, retitestis? You have seen a word is there, retitestis. And retitestis and testes is not same. Okay. So let me explain you here what is testes. Testes is that part which is the male primary reproductive organ. Okay. This is your testes. And retitestis is something which is present inside the testes. Okay. So if you see in this figure, you will be able to find out that, see, this is a testes. Okay. This diagram, it shows you testes. And this portion which is inside the testes, if you cut and if you see, you will see small ducts are present. Small vessels are present. This is called retitestis. Okay. It is like small fine thread like structures. This is called testes, retitestis. And testes is the entire portion. This whole portion, it is testes, and the fine ducts which are present, it is called retitestis. Along with the retitestis, who is present? Vas efferentia, or you can also say it as a vasa efferentia, epididymis and vas deferens. See students, vasa efferentia and vas deferens, they are not same. This is also different completely. Okay. So in our earlier classes, you have already found what is vas deferens. Vas deferens is this pipe or duct that carries sperms. This is vas deferens, this blue color one. And vasa efferentia, it is present inside the testes. Okay. It is present inside the testes. For a brief idea, you can see this figure. If you see this figure, you will see that here retitestis is present, here vasa efferentia is present. Vasa efferentia is going to carry the produced sperms, which is going to produce inside the testes. It will carry from the testes to the epididymis here. And then these things will be carried out through the vas deferens. This bigger one is the vas deferens, this huge one. Okay, this is the vas deferens, but vasa efferentia is a small, very fine tubular structure which is present inside the testes. Okay, so in a particular male reproductive system, in the anatomy, first you are going to find out retitestis is present, vasa efferentia is present, epididymis and vas deferens. These things are not primary sexual organs, but these are secondary sexual organs. Okay students? And along with the vas deferens, another secondary sexual organs which are present is the ejaculatory duct and associated glands. If you see in this diagram, ejaculated duct is nothing but this is this portion, okay, from where ejaculation occurs. And then other associated glands are there which is going to help this entire system to work in a fruitful manner. So these are present in the secondary sexual organs or secondary sex organs which you can say. The third is your external genitalia. What is external genitalia? The testes are situated outside the abdominal cavity in a pouch called scrotum. Okay, this all of you know that it is situated in a scrotum, and it is outside the abdominal cavity. It is not inside the abdominal cavity, it is outside. Here it is outside. If you see it clearly, you can see that it is present outside the abdominal cavity. It is present here, outside the body. So what is the reason for which it is present outside the abdominal cavity? Is that as we all know, the function of this testis is to produce sperms, and sperms need low temperature in order to get produced. Okay, so that's why this scrotum is outside, which helps in maintaining the low temperature of testes that is necessary for spermatogenesis. Now students, you note down here what is the meaning of spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis means production of sperms. Sperms production or production of sperms is called spermatogenesis. Okay, each testis has 250 testicular lobules, and each lobule contain highly coiled seminiferous tubules in which sperms are produced. Inside the testes, if you see, you will find out that there are very small testicular lobules. Okay, these are called lobules. Small testicular lobules are present, and how many total lobules are present? 250. This is a very important thing to be noted, students. 250 numbers of testicular lobules are present, and these lobules are responsible in order of production of sperms, in order to produce sperms. Okay, and inside these lobules, who is present? Highly coiled seminiferous tubules are present. Okay, inside these lobules, very much highly coiled seminiferous tubules is present, and from these seminiferous tubules only sperms are produced. Now if you see this diagram, this shows you a diagrammatic view of seminiferous tubules. How the seminiferous tubules look inside. Okay, if you cut the seminiferous tubules, this is present here, students, inside the testicular lobules. If you cut it, if you dissect it, you will see the seminiferous tubules in this manner. Okay, so this entire section is called seminiferous tubules. Inside seminiferous tubules, you will see different other structures. For example, interstitial cells, spermatogonia. Spermatogonia means the sperms. Spermatozoa, okay, and Sertoli cells. That's why it is said that inside the seminiferous tubules, production of sperms occurs. Each seminiferous tubule is lined by two types of cell. Suppose this is one seminiferous tubule. Outside, two types of cellular lining is there. Okay, and what are those cells? These are Sertoli cells and spermatogonia. What are these? Sertoli cells and spermatogonia. If you see here in this diagram, you will see these are Sertoli cells, which is lining. This is a seminiferous tubule. Spermatogonia are there. These cells are called spermatogonia. Okay, they are going to produce spermatozoa later on. Spermatozoa means nothing. This means sperms. Spermatozoa is also called sperms. Okay, sperms. So it is being lined by two types of cells. One is your spermatogonia. Each seminiferous tubule is lined by two types of cells, spermatogonia and Sertoli cells. Spermatogonia is also called male germ cell. Okay, it is also called male germ cell. This is going to produce sperms later on. Next, one more type of cell is there, that is your Leydig cell. Why it is called external genitalia? These things, because here this is present in the testes. Okay, and testes comes in the outside the body. It is not present in the inside the abdominal cavity, but it is outside the abdominal cavity. Leydig cells are also called interstitial cells, which are present around the seminiferous tubules, and it helps in synthesis and secretion of androgen hormone. Okay, so Leydig cells, these interstitial cells which you can see here, these are also called Leydig cells. One more name is there, Leydig cells. Same thing, Leydig cells. Okay, so these Leydig cells or interstitial cells, these red color portions, they will line the seminiferous tubule in the outermost area. Okay, and what they are going to do is that their main function is to produce the hormone, and the name of the hormone is androgen. Androgen is a type of male hormone. In our last class, we have already discussed another male hormone, which is testosterone, and androgen is another type of male hormone. Okay, students? So if you see this figure or this structure in detail, you will see that this is the entire male reproductive system, which you can see along with the urinary system. Okay, so why the urinary system is shown along with the reproductive system? Because in case of males, the urinary system and reproductive system are linked together. Okay, so this is ureter through which urine is going to come out. This is ureter, and this is urinary bladder. Inside urinary bladder, urine is being stored. Okay, so here urine will come and it will be stored, and when the person feels like going to toilet, it is going to excrete out the urine through this urethra. This urethra, it is also being connected with the reproductive gland, reproductive system, along with the epididymis and then vas deferens and then this seminiferous tubules, and it will connect here. So this is the reproductive system, this entire tract, and this is the urinary system. So you can see that in male, what happens, the urinary system and reproductive system is connected, and the passage through which urine and sperms comes out is same. Is it clear? So this is this here, if you want to mark it, this ureter, urinary bladder and urethra belongs to urinary system. These are the parts of urinary system. Okay, and other parts which you have already seen in our earlier classes, that is your vas deferens, then seminal vesicle, prostrate gland, bulbourethral gland. Oh, okay, this bulbourethral gland will be discussing in our today's class. Okay, seminal vesicle, prostrate, then epididymis, vasa efferentia, retitestis, all these things, it belongs to the urinary system. So in our earlier diagram where you saw the urinary reproductive system in this manner, you saw a side view of the reproductive system. Okay, this is a very basic diagram, but if you want to see the anatomy of the reproductive system, you will have to refer this diagram. Okay, so this diagram shows you properly what is present inside the reproductive system of a male, and this is the front view of the male reproductive system. This is the front view of the male reproductive system. Okay, so students, this is nothing but this is male reproductive system. And some more important parts are present in the male reproductive system. That the most important part is your ejaculatory duct. What is ejaculatory duct? That means through which sperms are going to get ejaculated. Okay, sperms will come out. This is ejaculatory duct. Sperms comes out, or outlet of sperms you can say. So ejaculatory duct, it is a very important part of the male reproductive system. The ejaculatory duct, what it is going to do is that it is going to store and transport the sperms from testes to the outside through urethra. Okay, this urethra is nothing but it originates from the urinary bladder. This you already know. And then it is going to extend to the penis and to the external opening, that is called urethral meatus. If you see this diagram, it is nothing, students, it is just telling you that this ejaculatory duct is going to bring it outside and it is going to connect it to the urethra. Okay, through this urethra it is going to connect, and this is going to come out through urethral meatus. This passage through which it comes out is called urethral meatus. So a point to be noted here is that what is present in this urethral meatus, it is being covered by the penis, which is the most important male reproductive organ, and the penis has two different parts. One is the glans penis and other is the foreskin. What is the glans penis? It is the outermost portion which is present in the penis, the enlarged portion. And foreskin is a type of skin which covers this penis here. It is a type of skin which is going to cover the penis, and this skin can be folded and it can again be brought straight. Okay, this folding or bringing straight of this foreskin doesn't happen in small children or small boys. It occurs only once the person attains puberty. The male attains puberty. The penis is the male external genitalia. External genitalia, it is the outermost part which is going to excrete or which is going to ejaculate out the sperms. The enlarged end of the penis is called glans penis, and it is covered by a loose fold of skin that is called foreskin that we have talked just now. Okay, some accessory glands are present in the entire reproductive system, that while discussing the initial part we came to know that in the ejaculatory duct, now we have come to know what is there in the ejaculatory duct. Glans penis is there, and then your foreskin is there. Okay, now what are associated glands? Associated glands are those type of glands which is present along with the male reproductive system. They are also called male accessory glands, and they include a pair of seminal vesicles is present, prostrate gland, and a pair of bulbourethral gland. If you see this diagram, you will see seminal vesicle is present and prostrate gland is present. See, can you see this leaf-like structure? This is called seminal vesicle, then prostrate gland and bulbourethral gland. This yellow colored portion, it is your prostrate gland, and these two small pointed portions are bulbourethral gland. So these three are the accessory organs or accessory glands of the male reproductive system. Is it clear? In our last class, we have already discussed what is the function of the seminal vesicle and prostrate gland. Seminal vesicle and prostrate gland, they will be supplying some fluid-like structure to the sperms. Because sperms were solid earlier, those were cells only. Okay, they are going to mix their own fluids together and they are going to produce the semen that comes out from the penis that we already discussed in our last class. The seminal fluid and the prostrate fluid is going to help out in this. Now we have heard about one more small gland, that is called your bulbourethral gland. Let us know what is the function of this gland. The bulbourethral gland, it is going to help in the lubrication of penis. It is going to make the penis lubricated. Okay, lubrication means it is going to make the penis wet. In order to make the penis wet, it occurs, it gives contribution. Is it clear? And secretion of all these three glands, seminal vesicle gland, prostrate gland, then bulbourethral gland, this what it is going to do is that this is going to help the penis in order to supply lubrication, and along with that the entire fluids which you will get from all these three, it is going to help in order to maintain the semen quality. And what is present in the fluids of this seminal plasma? Seminal plasma means the fluid that comes out from the seminal vesicle is called seminal plasma. Fructose is there, calcium, and enzymes are there. Different types of enzymes are there. Is it clear, students? So what we have come to know from here is that this seminal fluid, it is going to help the male reproductive system a lot, because it is going to supply with many nutritions like fructose, calcium. Okay, different nutritions are there that we have already found in our later on discussion. Here, calcium, fructose, and different enzymes. And what is the function of this bulbourethral gland? What is the function of this bulbourethral gland is that it is going to help to provide lubrication to the penis. The function of this bulbourethral gland is to provide lubrication to the penis. A point is to be noted here that all these three are present in pairs. Two are present. You see, seminal vesicle 2, bulbourethral 2, then prostrate 2. Okay, so these are present in pairs. So this is all about the anatomy of the male reproductive system, students. So here, while we will be discussing gametogenesis, we will come to know that what happens to this spermatozoa. Okay, how the spermatozoa is produced. Spermatozoa is nothing but this is sperms. And already we have discussed that Leydig cells or interstitial cells are same. Okay, so here it is a very important thing to be noted. What is the function of Leydig or interstitial cells? The function is that it secretes androgen hormone. Okay, students, so I hope you have understood the anatomy of male reproductive system well. In our next classes, we will be discussing the female reproductive system. Till then, stay connected. Bye.